Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel, and welcome to Look Back. This is a series of videos I do where I take a look at reviews I did 1, 5, 10, and 20 years ago. So let's jump back 20 years ago. This week, I reviewed two things. The first is a weird one because I forgot this existed, and that's the Ticket to Ride Mystery Expansion. These are like 4 cards that you could add in to kind of change up the scoring. And while at the time I thought it was kind of interesting and neat, it's kind of forgotten to the annals of time. It's neat, but it's nothing you need to hunt down or find. 6.5. Ease. Ease is a game in which you bid on you bid on different things. It's kind of a generic game about getting gems and points, but some of your bids are face up and some are face down. And I found that to be pretty interesting. It's one of the first, it might be the first game from Istari. 7.5. 10 years ago, I got a lot. First, Planes. This was in the middle of the trilogy from AEG, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. They did Trains first, which was pretty good. Automobiles, which was pretty neat. Planes is terrible. It's about getting stuck in an airport and going around and around and around. Don't like it. 4 out of 10. X-Files, the board game. I want to believe it's good, but it is not. 5 out of 10. Lord of the Ice Garden. This is a neat game. I think they're reprinting this one soon, or it's coming to Kickstarter or something. I think we just looked at it. It was just overwrought and not very good. 5 out of 10. Assault on Doomrock. I know a lot of people liked this one. I really disliked the ambiguity of it. It was almost like a little miniatures cooperative game, but they're like, well, if you're close to someone, you can attack them. Like, what does that even mean? It just was messy to me. 5 out of 10. Abracadabra. This is kind of an abstract game in which your opponents can see your pieces and you're moving it. There's some interesting ideas here, but it's just okay. 6 out of 10. Sentinel Tactics, Flame of Freedom. This is another game that I kind of almost forgot about. The board game version of Sentinels. This no longer needs to exist because Freedom 5 is out there, and it does it so well. This is okay. 6 out of 10. It's also really, really hard. Cooperative game. Like, impossibly hard. Lift It. This is a game in which you are working together to lift things. Sometimes you're lifting it on your own. You're building these little blocks and things. It's amusing for a side thing. 7 out of 10. Ivor the Engine. I think this is that Igor the Engine? I might have spelled it wrong. This is based on I guess a kid's TV show in Great Britain. I didn't know anything about it, from Tony Boydell, but it was a nice, fun little light train game. 7 out of 10. Rhino Hero. This is a dexterity game where you stack cards. This is very, very popular. Everyone loves it at our different conventions, especially the giant version. I think it's pretty clever. 8 out of 10. Baseball Highlights 2045. This one has taken on a life of its own. The people who love Baseball Highlights love Baseball Highlights. It's a deck building sort of game. You're basically playing a game of baseball. Think more like war against each other. Pretty nifty, but as in between each game, you're changing your deck and adding more things to it. I like it. It's super interesting. 8.5. Spyfall. This game, a silly game of asking people questions, trying to figure out who doesn't know the location they're at. Great fun. You can play over and over and over again. 9 out of 10. And then the second edition of St. Petersburg came out, and this is one that every time I play this, I have a great experience with this game about bidding and building buildings and getting points. There's just so many cool things. 9 out of 10. 5 years ago, I played 20-Second Showdown. This is just, do stupid things in 20 seconds. If you like that sort of thing, you'll enjoy it. 6 out of 10. Terraforming Mars Turmoil. This is kind of adds a political expansion to Terraforming Mars. As time has gone by, I find that this is the expansion I least am interested in. So it's not necessarily bad. I just don't ever want to play it, really. 6 out of 10. Cristallo. This is a solitaire game from Liberty Kiefer, which I found to be very interesting. Back and forth. It's a little indie type game that I think has been reprinted a couple times since. 7 out of 10. Coralia. This is a dice placement game with fish. It's a beautiful board. A lot of cool things going on. 7 out of 10. Babylonia. Babylonia is a Reiner Knizia game, which I found to be super interesting. I mean, just laying tiles down and building groups of tiles. But it almost gave me a Through the Desert vibe. A little more complex than that, but I enjoy it. 7.5. Age of Dirt. Silliness, the game. I really like Age of Dirt because it has these little cube towers, and you are just sending your little cavemen in those towers, and then every once in a while they drop out and you get resources. Have babies, things like that. It's silly fun. 8 out of 10. Wavelength. What a great party game. as people try to figure out how much they are, how far on a dial you think something is. It'll say hot or cold, and I'll say coffee. Well, that's not 100, is it? Maybe it's 79. A lot of fun, 8.5. And Maracaibo, which I think might be my favorite game from Alexander Pfister. It's basically just going around this rondel for a long time, lots of different actions. Doesn't look great, but it's a great game to play, 9 out of 10. Last year, I just reviewed one game this week, and that's Savannah Park, which is placing animals down, tiles, and everyone's putting kind of the same tiles down in like a bingo-esque format, but the way you do it is going to be different each time. I think it's very interesting, 7.5. There you go, folks. Those are reviews I did 1, 5, 10, and 20 years ago. Until next time, I'm Tom Vasel, and you're watching The Dice Tower. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you like this review or whatever you just watched, wasn't it amazing? Check out our channel, Dice Tower. We have all kinds of things. We review games, we do top 10s, we play games live. It's all about board games, but especially the people who play them. Check out Dice Tower YouTube channel.